Hey, everybody, it's Adam from Outlier, and this is our Friday edition for the NFL preview. We're going to start doing props and doing some things with this, trying to have regular guests. You obviously can see that I have a guest with me. Already have injury news. Bryce Young with the Panthers not going to be playing this weekend. Andy Dalton is going to be stepping in against the Seahawks. I almost said Mariners against the Seahawks, and the line didn't move, which is kind of telling about what the market really thinks about Bryce Young. Want to kick this off with a trend that we have from Ralph Michaels at Wager Talk. Since 2015, when a 1-1 team is off a loss, they are 20 and going into week 3, they are 22-35 ATS in week 3, which is pretty putrid, 38.6% clip rate. So the teams to avoid if you love this trend and you are a strict trend better: Packers, Jags, Lions, Browns, the Jets, Raiders, or the Rams. So look, I mean, you could be a strict trend better, or you could also just kind of combine some of that art and some of that science, which something that Shayne does really well. So I've got my buddy Shayne. Shayne runs Hall of Fame Fund. Shayne gives out lots of good information all the time. And Shayne, I want to talk to you about your approach to props, because I know you are really good at combining art, combining science, and not strictly going by one. So why don't you take everybody through, your prop approach?
Thanks for having me on, Adam. But
Yeah.
I would say the prop betting market is very unique compared to like the money line market and the spread market, because I really feel like people don't understand that the prices you get and the lines you get on these props are even more important, I personally think, than the spread lines. I mean, you see countless amount of times where you see player props, these players fall just 1 to 2 yards short of their
Darius
lines. So
Slayton. Darius Slayton tonight was a yard short.
exactly. So I mean, these are, and there's so many of them. They happen so often, but so it's very important. I think people need to realize that they're gonna do player props to shop the lines. Player props is kind of goes along with like touchdown props as well. I'm gonna talk about that soon, but it's more about like opportunity. Opportunity of player props is the number one thing that I look for. Targets, receptions, and that kind of translates into touchdowns. So if I pick a touchdown better and I want to choose someone to score a touchdown, I look at the red zone targets inside the 15, inside the 10, inside the 5 exactly. And, it doesn't hurt to go back and look at the film, because sometimes the targets don't report, and sometimes players do get looks that were them, but just bad passes in general, so they don't count as a target. But definitely something to look for. So if I had to give you one overall theme for how to bet the target market, it is opportunity, volume, targets, and chances.
So if you're a better that isn't betting early in the week, and you wake up on Sunday and you're like, I got to look at a prop or like a trend, like how should I look at things? How can I kind of look around and kind of get the right thing on the day of the game?
You gotta first of all, it's 2023 and sports betting is legalized in a lot of states now. You have to
More than
have
half,
multiple
more than half.
more. That's very, very good to hear. And you have to have multiple sports books. You have to have the Caesar, the DraftKings, the Barstools, the FanDuel, and you really got to explore not just the lines itself, like shop the lines. Obviously, if one book has 45.5 and this book has 42.5, but the alt line market is where a lot of opportunity can be made as well. For if you really like a prop and you sold yourself, you can get this guy to score to rush over 40 yards for plus 300 here. That could be plus almost 4 to 1, 5 to 1 on a different book. So people don't understand that just the regular market lines is important to shop, but also the alternative market lines are very important to shop.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're right. If you like a guy, take him to the moon. Just So okay. So that being said, let's get down to brass tacks, because you're pretty good at touchdown props, and you're good at all the props really. Who what are Give me two props that you like this weekend.
My first prop as a fan, I don't like it because I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, but I think Mike Evans is going to have a day against our Philadelphia Eagles with Bradbury's questionable and Blankenship's questionable. So two starters possibly not playing is one of the first reasons why I looked here in the first place. But Mike Evans has, with Baker Mayfield, performed, I think, better than a lot of people expected. The GOAT Tom Brady leaving Tampa Bay. People thought the Bucs wide receivers would, falter, but Mike Evans definitely hasn't. Mike Evans over 54.5 yards is the prop, and he's hit this both times to start the season with Baker. And last week out against the Chicago Bears, he had 171 yards, and that's something I look to see to continue today. Also, last year, even with Tom Brady in the way out, Mike Evans hit this line of 54.5 yards 12 out of 18 times. That is 67%. And he gets the Eagles offense, who unfortunately are giving up 6.7 yards per pass around there. And they're also allowing a little over 300 passing yards per game, which is unfortunately nearly dead last in the NFL. So
Yeah.
I do believe that Baker Mayfield and the Bucks were going to have a good passing attack against our Eagles.
Yeah, I have a lot of like I have a lot of memories of him basically torching us. And I can see that. I can see that happening. On the anybody you like on the touchdown side?
Mike Evans as well. He's actually one of my futures props this year before the season started. Mike Evans over 5.5 touchdowns on Caesars plus 100. He's got a couple already to start the season. Baker likes throwing him the ball in the end zone, and we saw him get some big ones as well against the Bears. So Mike Evans, I'm really sold on this prop. Evans can find the end zone, and Evans honestly alternative yards over 65, over 75 receiving yards around
That's a good
plus
call. It's a
300.
low number, so that's a really good call. That's a really good call.
Get a good price in that alt market, as I said earlier in the segment. Alt markets, shop that.
Yeah. Yep. So I mean, you have your like your props fun. Like mine, of course, I have a kicker prop. I'm like, I like the Chargers, Cameron Dicker over 1.5 field goals made. It's even money. He's hit it in 7 of 10, 4 straight. He's gonna be playing in a dome because the Chargers are gonna be playing the Vikings. And the Vikings both this season and last season actually rank next to dead last in field goals allowed because they are good at stopping on third down, but they're very, very bad at controlling yardage, which is a recipe for teams being able to kick field goals. Tonight we saw with the Giants. The Giants actually are a team that you can't kick field goals against because they gave up so many third downs. So look, anything like this has been great. Is there tell folks how they can find you so they can see some of the stuff that you're working on?
So you can find me on Twitter at Shayne Trail. Unfortunately, I spell my name a little weird. Shayne has a Y in it, so it's Shayne and then Trail. And then my company is the Hall of Fame Fund. You can find us there for sports picks and stuff like that.
Awesome. So thank you, Shayne, for coming by. And folks, like, subscribe, do all that social media stuff that people ask you to do, or don't. Or just like tweet at us and say, hey, I hated this. And please just only talk about trends. Don't give us props on Fridays. You can actually do whatever. Look, good luck with your bets this weekend. Thanks for coming by, and we will see you in the next video.